One more match is left to be played. The grand final of Gamers Assembly 2015 between Kronos, YoYo, Sabre and Koenz. We'll have a warm-up round before we start, and let's take a closer look at these players. So Kronos won the winner bracket final and will get, I believe, 10 bonus points in this grand final. Is from France, plays for Against All Authority, and uses camera 1 and gamepad. His teammate YoYo took second, also from France, plays for Against All Authority, uses camera 3 and keyboard. Then from the loser bracket we got Sabre, from United Kingdom, plays for Team Acer, uses camera 1 and gamepad. And lastly we got Koenz from the Netherlands, also plays for Team Acer, camera 3 and gamepad, it's what he uses. And we see now the bonus points for YoYo and Kronos being added. So Kronos will get 10 and YoYo will get 6. And the points limit is at 120 for this grand final. We play on 5 maps with 5 rounds on each of them. The first map will be Outburst, made by Kronos, and the world record is also by Kronos, 104.555. You can see in the online records that Koenz got top 3, 104.64, Sabre top 10, 104.85, and YoYo top 15, 105.05. And that's gonna be the end of the warm-up, so we are now starting this grand final. Kronos versus YoYo versus Sabre versus Koenz. It's Against All Authority versus Team Acer. 2 players from Against All Authority versus 2 players from Team Acer. Here we go. Let the match begin. So, as you see, Kronos with 10 points, YoYo with 6 as we start this final. On the map Outburst, made by Kronos. See if he can take advantage of that. Here we go. Let's follow Kronos as we start the match. We'll actually get the slowest start out of all 4 players. 600s behind YoYo in the lead. There's a drop. All 4 players does it well. Sabre and Koenz will take the lead. YoYo will drop down together with Kronos. Koenz with a great landing, can extend his first place. YoYo will pass Sabre and go up to second. Kronos also closing in on the pack, but still at 4th place as we go through the next couple of turns, and Sabre will make the first mistake, clips the wall and is down to 4th place. We have got Koenz still in the lead, almost crashed into the wall but stays in front of YoYo and Kronos at 3rd place. Over the stretch we go, closing in on the last couple of turns. Koenz will extend his lead with more speed. YoYo with a very risky line, too risky, he will crash. Oh, then Koenz hits the wall hard! At least avoids not getting on his back, but will finish at last place. Kronos instead will take 1st place in the first round, ahead of YoYo. Then Sabre 3rd and Koenz at 4th. So Kronos now up to 20 points already. YoYo at 12, Sabre at 4 and Koenz at 3. So not the start Koenz and Sabre wanted. See if they can do better in the next one. Of course, these players are playing on the main stage now of Gamers Assembly, and for those who don't know, it's a pretty big stage. So the pressure is definitely high right now with a big audience probably watching this match. Of course, Trackmania is a French game, so they really like to share on their players, YoYo and Kronos. So Sabre and Koenz got a bit more pressure, I want to say, but they will take the lead here though in the second round. Koenz is at first, Sabre at second, but here comes YoYo and Kronos with more speed, passing Sabre, who falls down to 4th place. Oh, and then clips the wall as well. And then Koenz stumbles a bit, will drop down to 3rd place. Both Kronos and YoYo will go ahead of him. Coming up to the last turn, YoYo again will crash at the same part. It's between Kronos and Koenz for 1st place, and this time Koenz will stay in front. 105.14 ahead of Kronos. Sabre will take 3rd place ahead of YoYo. And yeah, I'm gonna mix up Kronos and Koenz a bit more, I'm sure. Kronos. Alright, here we go. 3rd round. Kronos still in the lead with 26, YoYo at 15, Koenz at 13, and Sabre at 8. It's another good start for Sabre, looking promising. Koenz with a landing bug in the drop. That's the first time I see that in the whole tournament. Could not have happened at a worse time and place for Koenz in this grand final. Sabre though looking strong. Goes up to a 2000 lead ahead of Kronos and YoYo. But can he keep it together? That is the question. Here comes Kronos with much more speed over the transition, back up on road, passes Sabre. Sabre seems to have problem with that part of the track. Kronos in the lead, YoYo also closing in, and Sabre ends up clipping the wall. Kronos having a 1600 lead over his teammate YoYo. No mistakes by Kronos in the end, and neither from YoYo. Kronos will win it. 105.06 ahead of YoYo with 40 hundreds. And Sabre third. And Koenz retires the round. Koenz retires the round. So he must have maybe landed on his back or something, because you can't respawn in this tournament. It's not allowed. So Koenz with 0 points in that round, still at 13. Sabre at 12. YoYo at 21. And Kronos up to 36 already. Will we see Kronos dominate this grand final? We've seen it so many times in other tournaments. And now YoYo with the landing bug in the drop. So he will fall down to 4th place. Koenz having the lead. And it's a comfortable lead as well. 20 hundredths ahead of Kronos. See if he can keep it this time. Of course, he is aware that he does have this lead, so he can play a bit on the result, but it's easier said than done. The pressure is enormous right now. We see Sabre still at 3rd, not really getting closer to Kronos, but still ahead of YoYo. Koenz still keeping that 1st place. Let's follow Kronos. Will likely take 2nd unless Koenz messes up, but no, he won't. Koenz will win this time. 105.09, decent time. Ahead of Kronos at 2nd, Sabre at 3rd, and YoYo at 4th. Kronos at 42 points, YoYo at 24, only 1 point ahead of Koenz. And then Sabre at 16. As we start the last round of the first map. Coming up to this drop again. This time everyone will pass it without problem. Sabre going for a wider line, but will build up more speed. Is back in the pack and even goes up to 1st place. So nice couple of turns there by Sabre. But an even better drop by YoYo, it seems. Not as good of a platform turn though. Koenz is in the lead now. 800 ahead of Sabre, his teammate. Kronos at 4th place seems to have made a minor mistake. 3200s behind YoYo in the lead. Oh, I thought Sabre would hit the wall, but no, he's still alive. At 2nd place, Koenz with more speed over the stretch, gaining on YoYo. Might be able to pass him here in the end. Sabre with a shorter line would not have as much speed. Still at 3rd place. YoYo keeping a short lead over Koenz, coming up to the final turn. And it's gonna be YoYo, and Sabre will pass Koenz and take 2nd place. Great round though. 3100s between all 4 players. And that's gonna end the first map. Kronos in the lead with 45 points. YoYo with 34, Koenz with 27, and Sabre with 22. And again, playing to points limit 120. So still a long way to go. But it's clear that Kronos is the man to beat in this grand final. He's been looking very strong throughout the whole tournament. Of course, was the runner-up last year in this tournament behind Tween. Tween, who went out already in the loser bracket semifinals, which was a huge upset. But Kronos though has done what people expected him to do, which is to reach the grand final, and here he is in the lead. So the second map will be Yellow Lambo, made by Wally. The world record is 56.843 by Kronos. Kronos got 4 out of 5 world records. And he did have the all the world records also at 1 point. YoYo will retire the warm-up round. Does not want to wait. While Sabre and Kronos will finish it. Also Koenz. It's important to build up good speed in this last jump. So you could see some players overtaking each other if you don't do it correctly. So that's gonna be the end of the warm-up. Let's continue this grand final of Gamers Assembly 2015 Trackmania 2 Stadium Tech. It's Kronos in the lead with 45, YoYo with 34, Koenz with 27 and Sabre with 22 as we start the second map. Yellow Lambo by Wally. Here we go. And let's follow the current leader Kronos. Of course got the 10 bonus points as well by winning the winner bracket final. And YoYo got 6 bonus points. Oh, Koenz almost hit the wall. Got a bump from the border and will fall down to 4th place. Could have been worse though, much worse. So still got a reasonable chance here to take maybe a better position. 4400s behind Sabre in the lead. Kronos at 3rd, YoYo at 2nd. As we drop down on the grass. Sabre with a good turn. Kronos will pass his teammate YoYo, at least for a brief moment. And this looks to be Sabre's round to lose at this point. 3100s ahead. Coming up to the last turns. Kronos avoids the wall but will allow YoYo to pass him. Sabre though will take this round. 57.10 ahead of YoYo with 57.47. Kronos 57.62 and Koenz 58.45. Kronos still in the lead, but with that YoYo getting a bit closer, only 9 points behind. Sabre up to 3rd with 32 and Koenz down to 4th with 30. And we see both Sabre and Koenz having the fastest start in the 3rd, or 2nd round rather, but Sabre then losing all his speed in the tight corner to the right. And he will drop down to the last position. YoYo and Kronos has passed Koenz. But whoa, nice turn there from Koenz. Goes for a wide line, trying to build up as much speed as possible over this mini stretch. Does a good job of it and might be able to go up to 2nd place. Yes, he will, passing Kronos. Still got a YoYo in front of him though with 900s. Sabre still at 4th. Koenz tries to catch up to YoYo. 1400s behind. Not sure if that is realistic. Probably should take it a bit safe to secure the 2nd place. Oh! Gets the landing bug, but still able to stay in front of Kronos with 100. That was risky by Koenz. Into that turn correctly, I suppose, but went a bit too wide and had to land more to the left as a result. Got the landing bug, but still able to be ahead of Kronos. So Kronos at 53, YoYo now at 50, 3 points behind. Koenz at 36 and Sabre at 35. As we start the next round, and this time YoYo has made an early mistake. Koenz loses some speed again at that same section. We got Kronos and Sabre at the front. Koenz 4200s behind Sabre in the lead. Let's follow Koenz in his camera. The camera he uses as he hits the side of the wall. Over this stretch, that's a bad place to crash, losing a ton of time with that. Still ahead of YoYo though somehow. And in the top we do have Sabre keeping that 1st place. 2000s ahead of Kronos. Oh, and Kronos drove over the curb, but did not get that much of a slowdown from it. Sabre will take it again, 57.26. Ahead of Kronos with 3600s and Koenz at 3rd. And here comes YoYo after his early mistake. 106.71. Kronos at 59 points, YoYo at 53, Sabre closing in though at 45 and Koenz at 40. As we start the 4th out of 5 rounds on the 2nd map. It's a decent start from all 4 players this time, and then Kronos ends up clipping the wall. Sabre also losing a bit of time. And we got Koenz and YoYo taking the lead. I often see at least one player crashing at that part of the track. So this is gonna be a battle for first between YoYo and Koenz. Koenz having trouble again with that drop. Seems a bit shaken up. And YoYo, as a consequence, will get a lead of 2900s on his way to win yet another round on this map. And with that, catching up to Kronos even more. Not gonna be in the lead though, as long as Kronos keeps that third place. But more or less gonna be tied with Kronos after this. 57.49 is his time. 3300 ahead of Kronos, then ahead of Koenz, I mean. Then Kronos at third and Sabre at fourth. So yeah, they are actually tied now. 63 points each. Sabre at 48 and Koenz at 46. Sabre writes in the chat this start, and yeah, it seems to be a very tricky start. I heard actually that if you play with camera 1 or 2, it's a bit hard to see at the start because there are some roads in the way. So I guess YoYo and Koenz might have a bit of an advantage because they play with camera 3. Sabre and Kronos, of course, camera 1. Oh, and a huge crash from Sabre over the platform. Puts him at 4th place. Koenz again feeling afraid of this drop. Goes down a lot in speed and Kronos will pass him. YoYo on his way to win again. And with that, be alone at first place. Koenz comes back and will overtake Kronos. And also closing in quite a lot on YoYo. Still got the advantage here coming up to the final turn. YoYo 900 ahead of Koenz. Not going to be enough for Koenz to catch up. And YoYo wins his second round in a row with a time of 57.40. 1000 ahead of Koenz, 2200 ahead of Kronos, and 3 seconds ahead of Sabre. And that's gonna conclude the second map. YoYo now in the lead with 73 points. Kronos at 67, Koenz at 52, and Sabre at 51. Will we see YoYo winning Gamers Assembly once again? I believe he's won it 2 times, if I'm not mistaken. So he is he's used to this kind of pressure and used to being on this stage as well. Alright, the next map, the third one, will be Older Than Ever, made by Ranked, and the world record is 102.078 by Kronos. But it's not Kronos who is in the lead, it's YoYo. Got a narrow turn that the players just passed. Often see mistakes being made in that part. Either by hitting the checkpoint or having your wheels up on the quarter pipe. Losing your grip. So let's see if the players can master it, as we are soon about to go live again in the Gamers Assembly 2015 Trackmania 2 Stadium Tech Grand Final. YoYo in the lead, his teammate Kronos at second, and then we got the 2 Team Acer players, Koenz and Sabre at third and fourth. But it's still far from over. And that's gonna be the end of the warm-up. 5 more rounds about to be played. The map is Older Than Ever by Ranked. Here we go. Let's follow the current leader, YoYo, in the start of the round. This map a bit easier maybe than the rest of the maps. So you might not see as many mistakes. In before all 4 players will crash here. No, none of them will. Still a close pack of players with YoYo taking the lead. Oh, and Sabre hits the wall. Looking to take another 4th place. Koenz though fighting on. Goes up to first place even ahead of Kronos and YoYo. 300s ahead of them. Can Koenz keep this first place all the way to the end? Ah, he still keeps it. And now this is an important turn, this one here. Wanna exit with more speed than the others, he will. So he's still in the lead coming up to the final turn. Kronos trying to catch up and not able to do so, and Koenz gonna win this round. 102.43. 600s ahead of Kronos and 1100s ahead of YoYo. And here's Sabre taking another 4th place. Needs to try and find his focus again. So the last couple of rounds not been looking good for Sabre. YoYo now up to 77, Kronos at 73, Koenz at 62 and Sabre at 54. And it's another good start from all 4 players. Kronos at the bottom but will pass Sabre. Once again finds himself at 4th place. YoYo and Koenz with the best start. Koenz now going up in the lead and Sabre will pass YoYo to go up to 2nd. No, he's gonna end up hitting the wall again and falls down to 4th place once more. Koenz though looking strong in the top. 2200s ahead of YoYo and over 3 seconds ahead of Kronos, who have crashed. Where's Kronos? Here he is, he's behind Sabre even. So Sabre can take 3rd place at least. Koenz should be able to take 1st. 2700s ahead of YoYo. As he comes up to the last turn. No problem for Koenz. 102.49. Another decent time there by Koenz. As he wins his 2nd round in a row. Up to 72 points now. Kronos at 76. YoYo at 83. And Sabre at 58. Sabre is struggling. He needs to find his way of playing again before it's too late. Pick up the pieces. So see if he can do it. He gets a good start here in the 3rd round. Looks promising so far. Oh, but then ends up clipping the checkpoint, making it his 3rd mistake in a row. So Sabre a bit on tilt right now, not doing as good as he needs to. So it's gonna be between these 3 players, Kronos, Koenz and YoYo. And YoYo hits the checkpoint, got a bump before it, and falls down to that last place. Sabre up to 3rd. It's between Kronos and Koenz for 1st place. Koenz with a lot of speed coming up to the last couple of turns. Kronos still keeping 1st place with 1000s, but here comes Koenz with more speed. Can he patch Kronos in the end? Let's see if he can do it. Here we go. Koenz or Kronos? Who's gonna win the round? It's Koenz. 102.55. 200s out of Kronos. Another amazing finish by Koenz. We've seen that this whole tournament, where he often comes back in the end and takes over that 1st place, and that's another example. He's now up to 2nd place together with Kronos, 82 points each. YoYo at 86 and Sabre at 62. Starting the 4th round of the 3rd map. Sabre with 3 crashes in a row. Good start for him, not for Kronos, who is at 4th place. This time Sabre avoids the checkpoint. Oh, but then gets a bump. And we'll see him drop down to 4th place once again. Kronos at 3rd here, quite far behind YoYo and Koenz in the lead. YoYo keeping a small lead right now. Oh, and Koenz with a bad trajectory. We'll see Kronos pass him. And now YoYo can take it easy in the top. 3400s ahead of Kronos. No need to take any risks. And coming up to the last turn, YoYo will go up to 96 points now, with a time of 102.50. 5400s ahead of Kronos. And then Koenz at 3rd and Sabre at 4th. So as mentioned, YoYo at 96 now, Kronos at 88, Koenz at 86 and Sabre at 65. YoYo always finding his best performance when he needs it the most in the grand finals, and here he is on his way to potentially win another Gamers Assembly title. Getting a very slow start though of the last round. Got all 3 opponents in front of him. Kronos will go up to first place ahead of Koenz, then Sabre at third. YoYo still with the chance to gain at least 1 more position. Don't know if he can take first, unless we see some mistakes. But so far, so good for Kronos and Koenz. Sabre closing in on Koenz. Kronos keeping the lead with 10 hundredths as we near the end again. Oh! Okay, he still keeps that first place. Equal speed as Koenz. Koenz will try to gain some speed in the end, but it's not enough. And this time, Kronos wins with an amazing time of 102.28. Sick time there by Kronos. And he ends off that third map in a great way. Up to 98 points, only 1 point behind YoYo. Koenz at 92 and Sabre at 69. Moving on to the next map, which will be Shinamasta by Lokubuda, and this is the only track where Kronos does not have the world record, online at least. 59.008 is the world record by Tamarillo, who went out earlier in the tournament. So we'll do a warm-up round. We'll see here that Kronos got the second fastest time, 59.04. Sabre at 4th with 59.12. Koenz at 10th with 59.26, and YoYo at 11th with 59.27. And we could see some players reaching finalist mode on this map. Points limit is at 120. So it's actually quite likely that will be the case. And right now it seems to be a fight between YoYo, Kronos and Koenz for that first place. Sabre at 69 will have to start playing better. At least it's good at least that it's so close between Koenz, Kronos and YoYo, because that means that they aren't really getting that far ahead of Sabre. So if Sabre would start winning like several rounds in a row now, then he could still make a comeback here and reach finalist status at the same time as the other players. But it needs to happen now on this map. So let's see if that will happen as we go live into the match again. The Gamers Assembly 2015 Grand Final. Trackmania 2 Stadium Tech between YoYo, Kronos, Koenz and Sabre. The current leader is YoYo at 99 points. As he gets a decent start. Oh, that was Sabre and Koenz, both players dropping down, allowing against all authority Kronos and YoYo to pass them. Kronos looking good in the top, he's 1400s behind the world record. YoYo will gain on him though. Sabre trying his best to catch up, but it's not enough. He continues to lose time as he reached the halfway mark of the track. Sabre is gaining a bit on YoYo at least, but not really on Kronos. Koenz is still far behind, he's 3 seconds behind, so he's made an even greater mistake as we come up to the last turn. Who's gonna build up the most amount of speed? It is Kronos, and Sabre able to pass YoYo in the end and take that second place. That's another great time by Kronos, 59.37. We've only really seen those kind of times from Kronos on this map. And now he is again the leader at 108 points. YoYo at 103, Koenz at 95 and Sabre at 75. Kronos and YoYo could become finalists in 2 rounds. Wow, that was a risky line by YoYo. Goes up in the lead though, and Koenz with another crash at the same place. Falls down to 4th place once more. 3500s behind the leader, Kronos. It's extremely close though between YoYo, Kronos and Sabre. YoYo losing a bit of ground. Does not get as much speed here either, so Kronos and Sabre will extend their lead. And Sabre now passing Kronos as well. He needs this win. He needs to start winning now. Kronos fighting back though. The last turn will decide it once more. Sabre or Kronos. It's Sabre. No, it gets a bump. He gets a bump, and Kronos gonna pass it with more speed. Ah! What was that, Kronos? Hits the side of the hole, makes a flip, and ends up taking third instead. Sabre wins at 59.45. So that's good for Sabre though. He needed that win as mentioned. Kronos still in the lead with 112. YoYo at 109. Koenz at 98. Kronos had that in the bag. I don't know what happened there. Of course, Sabre also was a bit unlucky getting that bump. Otherwise, he would have stayed in front of Kronos. Alright, anyway, let's focus on this round. And we see YoYo a bit of slowdown. So, well, he's at the 109 points, so he can't reach finalist status anyways. But Kronos can, though. If he wins this round, he will be finalist and will have match point. Oh, and a great turn from Kronos. Keeps the first place, but he got Koenz and Sabre just behind him. Can he stay in front of them all the way to the end? Here comes Koenz with a lot of speed. Will go ahead of Kronos coming up to the ending. Koenz with a lot more speed in the end. And will deny Kronos the finalist spot. With a great time as well, 59.34. Kronos 0.50 and Sabre 0.54. And here's YoYo setting a time of 109.03. So, Kronos now up to 118 points. Will just have to finish the next round and he will be finalist. YoYo at 112 will have to win the next round. Koenz at 108, still need 2 more rounds. And then Sabre at 89. Still need maybe 5 or 6 rounds until he is also finalist. Of course, Kronos want to take first here so that he will be the only finalist. Does not want to give YoYo that opportunity as well. Oh, and Kronos for the Koenz for the 3rd time in the same turn will drop down. This is not his favorite map, that's for sure. And right now we do have Kronos in the lead ahead of YoYo and Sabre. YoYo will get a small bump, allowing Sabre to pass him. But this is looking solid for Kronos. 2100s ahead of Sabre. He's on a good time. Keeps a good pace. The only thing that can stop him right now is if he does something similar in the end. Hitting that hole again. We'll see if that will happen. Here comes Kronos through the last turn. No problem. And now all he needs to do is to avoid the hole. And this time he's able to do it. 59.34. Another great time by Kronos. Showing why he is the favorite in this tournament. And now he is also the only finalist. YoYo at 115 will have to take first or second in the next round to become finalist as well. Koenz at 112 will have to win. And Sabre at 95. Here we go. Kronos with the match point. Will he win Gamers Assembly 2015? Took 2nd place last year behind Twin. Will this be his moment now? Gets a pretty good start. Takes the lead here together with Sabre. Sabre with a better turn though, so he will stay in front with 700s. Not the best speed there from Kronos. Sabre will be able to gain or extend his lead slightly more. Okay. Wide line there from Kronos, builds up more speed than Sabre. But still, Sabre in the lead ahead of Kronos. Sabre will have to stay in front of Kronos, otherwise Kronos will be the winner of Gamers Assembly. And a nice turn there from Kronos, gonna pass Sabre. Oh, almost went too much to the right. He's still in it, he will pass Sabre as well. It's Sabre or Kronos for first place. Kronos driving for the championship title. Here we go, the last turn. Kronos on his way to win. Will he have enough speed? Oh, Sabre comes back and also Koenz. Sabre will pass it in with more speed and also Koenz. And Kronos will not be able to take that first place. Great attempt though by Kronos, but not enough. Both Koenz and Sabre able to stay in front of him. And now we will also see a map switch. Still no other finalists. Kronos is the only finalist at 120. Koenz at 118. Also YoYo at 118 and Sabre at 105. So unless Kronos wins the next round, we will have 3 finalists at the same time. And the next map is Earthquake. made by Clément. The world record is 54.635 by, of course, Kronos. So he should feel pretty confident on this map as well based on that. We got Sabre at top 5, 54.70. YoYo top 6, 54.73, and Koenz top 11, 54.88. I do know though that this is Koenz's favorite track, and he did amazingly well on this one in the loser bracket semifinal when he made a comeback. Won 3 rounds in a row. And if he wins 2 rounds in a row, then he will be the winner of Gamers Assembly. So I'm sure that is in the back of his head when he is driving this warm-up, that he feels confident on this map, knows what to do, he's done it before, and he can do it again. YoYo retires the round, he's ready. And of course this ending is not easy, as you see. Sabre not able to make it, so it's kind of fitting that this will be the last map of this tournament. Here we go, that's the end of the warm-up. The grand final of Gamers Assembly 2015 will now end on the map Earthquake by Clément. Kronos, the only finalist. YoYo at 118, Koenz at 118 as well, and Sabre at 105. Second attempt for Kronos to win the tournament. Can he do it this time? It's Koenz who gets the best start. Kronos will go up to second place. And looks like both Sabre and YoYo has made a mistake, especially Sabre has dropped down a lot. Koenz with a great start, loses his grip a bit though in the downhill, and Kronos will hit the side of the checkpoint, drops down to 4th place. Not gonna be able to win it this time either. So now we will see both YoYo and Koenz becoming finalists. They only have to finish this round, that's all they have to focus on. To be honest, they should save the ending. There's no point in them going for the risky ending now, because it really isn't. They should just go for the safe ending if they are smart about it. Let's see though. It's easier said than done, of course. Coming up to the ending, will we see that happen or not? Koenz in the lead, will he go for the safe ending? Oh, he crashes actually! Whoa, I guess that was good, to be honest, because otherwise he might have he might have landed on his back or something. So now he was forced to take that safe ending. So that ended up good for Koenz, and now we have Koenz, YoYo, and Kronos with match point. And Sabre at 111. Sabre only 2 rounds away from also winning the tournament. Keep that in mind. Here we go. Kronos' 3rd attempt. YoYo and Koenz first. Who's gonna be the champion of the tournament? YoYo with an awful start in the round. Kronos will take the lead. Ahead of... Oh, he gets a no drift. Koenz with a no... Kronos with a no drift. It seems like he's not gonna be the winner of this tournament unless Sabre is able to win it. Kronos now needs to rely on Sabre to win the round, but he got Koenz in front of him. Koenz on his way to win the tournament. 1100s ahead of Sabre. Can he keep it together? Oh, not the best landing, and Sabre will go up to 1st place. Oh, YoYo with the bump. Sabre in the lead right now ahead of his teammate Koenz, denying Koenz the win in the tournament. Coming up to the last turns, Koenz has taken over Sabre in the end before. Can he do it again though? Sabre 1100s ahead of Koenz. Coming up to the last turn. Oh, Sabre will make it. He will make it, and we will have 4 finalists. Good luck, have fun. Four finalists, here we go. 3 more rounds remaining of this tournament to decide 1st, 2nd and 3rd place. And YoYo gets a slow start and he crashes over the platform. YoYo will not be the winner of Gamers Assembly 2015. He can take 2nd or 3rd, but it's not going to be 1st. It's Koenz, Sabre or Kronos for 1st place. Here we go. Koenz takes the lead ahead of Kronos. Sabre falls down a bit at 3rd. But still in it, Sabre still with the chance. Had a really bad start to this tournament, but here he is with match point. Can he do it? Koenz goes extremely close to the wall. Oh, and he loses a lot of time, and Sabre hits the wall, and Kronos does not. Kronos with his 4th attempt as finalist. Will he make it? 1 second ahead of Sabre. Kronos on his way to win after all. Here's the end. 1 second ahead of Sabre. He can go for the safe ending, and he will. And he takes it. Kronos wins Gamers Assembly 2015. in his 4th attempt as finalist. So congrats to Kronos, deservingly won that match, and of course will win 800 euro to first place. And now we will see who's gonna take second and third. Koenz has made an early mistake, gets a no drift as well, so it's gonna be between YoYo and Sabre, and YoYo will hit the ball! It will hit the wall, and Sabre is on his way to take second place. 4,300 ahead of YoYo. All he needs to do is to save it now. And he will take second place in the tournament. 6,200 ahead of YoYo. Is YoYo catching up here? Yes he is. 5,900 behind now, but Sabre still with the possibility to take second place as he closes in on the end. Here we go. Will he go for the safe ending? Yes he will, and it will be enough! With only 2,500, Sabre takes second place. And now we only got one more round remaining. YoYo versus Koenz for third place. Of course, second place will take 400 euros, so that's what Sabre now won. And now we will play for 200 euro for third place or 100 euro for fourth place. Koenz versus YoYo. Here we go, the last round. And it's Koenz who takes the lead. YoYo has not been looking good on this map. Seems to not be one of his favorites. Oh, it is the checkpoint! It is the checkpoint, and Koenz is on his way to get on the podium. 5,500 ahead of YoYo. I think it's gonna be more in the next checkpoint, perhaps. No, it isn't. It's 5,400 now, but Koenz still on his way to take third place. Just needs to get past these last couple of turns. He can go for the safe ending. But the question is, will he? Here we go. Let's find out. Koenz goes for the safe ending, and that's gonna be it. He takes third place, 1,900 ahead of YoYo, who finishes at fourth place. Whoa, that was a sick grand final, I must say. Holy macaroni. Alright, so to summarize the result, Kronos is the winner, went through this whole tournament undefeated, had some trouble closing it out in the end, but after all, was the winner. So congratulations to Kronos, he wins 800 euro as a reward. Then Sabre will take second place and 400 euro. And lastly, Koenz will take third place and win 200 euro ahead of YoYo, who wins 100 euro at fourth place. So that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed this coverage of this tournament that I made. Thanks everyone for watching. GG!